Well, hello again, and welcome to the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. So glad to have you with us again today. So, if you were here last Sunday, you remember that we talked about Miss Daisy Bates, and she, of course, was very instrumental in the Little Rock 9's students. She was their mentor. She was there for them. Her home was the meeting place. And so we know how important she was as a civil rights activist. Also, um, I told you that today is a very important day. Today is the 65th anniversary of the Little Rock 9 students actually integrating. How you doing? Thank you, partner. Thank you so much. Everyone say hello to Chef Finest Wine. Um, again, this was monumental. All of you know how I feel about education. So, um, uh, list in the comment section. If you're like me, you've seen several documentaries about this story. Please, 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 if you look in the comment section, you will see in the description box, I've actually added, I always add, several resources, but I've added the Ernest Green story. It's an excellent movie. If you like the actor Morris Chestnut, how you doing, Reese? He plays the role of Ernest Green. Excellent, excellent movie. I've seen it several times. So, folks that are here, if you will, share this uh, link out on your Facebook page or any other form of social media. Let's bring some more people into uh, the conversation. Um, List it in the comment section. What do you think? What do you know? Tell me what you already know about this particular situation. Okay. All right. So people are coming in now. And again, if you have not seen my video from last Sunday, VT, how you doing? Everyone say hello to VT. Everyone, please say hello to Miss Reese Cup. And please say hello to my partner in crime, Mr. Chef, Finest Wine. All right. I think that we're all already um, subscribe to his channel. If we're not, let's jump on over. Also, folks, please make sure you subscribe to VT's channel. She has excellent information on there, and she also has mouth-watering videos of excellent plates that she's always sharing. Okay. Right, VT Eisenhower had to send in the truth. You're absolutely right. Folks, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit the share button as well. Let a friend, neighbor, or foe know where they need to come anytime they want to find. Jojo, how you doing? The latest information so far as what's going on with current events. Also, I'm a big, big history person. So if you want to know more about history, those of you just coming in, this is a very, very important day. Um, this Today marks the 65th anniversary of the historic Little Rock Nine, where, of course, they tried to enter uh, Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. Of course, the governor at the time, Orville Faubus, of course, he was in with the segregationists, and he was like, not on my watch, basically. So basically, ignoring. Now, remember, Brown versus the Board of Education was 1954. Don't forget that, folks. And now we're talking 1957. But those of you who don't know, the people, particularly, in the South, they weren't just going to say, well, the Supreme Court said this is what we have to do, so this is what we're going to do. That's not how that works. They were like, the federal government, the Supreme Court, they're not going to tell me how to run my state. I'm going to do what I want to do. So that's where we are. So instead of integrating, and as I was researching this, I did not realize that there was actually, since the southern, states were refusing to follow Brown versus Board of Education and do what they were supposed to do, I'll get into that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'll tell you what happened in 1955 as a result. But getting back to the title of the video, the Little Rock Nine. So September 4th, 1947, is when they attempted to enter Central High School. So if you know what happened as they tried to attempt to enter Central High School for the first time, just type it in the chat section, folks. Of course, they were prevented by none other than the Arkansas National Guard. Now, Governor Orville Farvis was saying, well, I'm trying to keep order and I don't want people hurt. We all know he just didn't want the students in the school. That's just it was what it was. How you doing, Passion? Everybody say hello to Passion, a new subscriber. Rock Just Living, how are you? Where have you been, girl? Eric is here. Glad to have all of you. Those of you just coming in, I hate to say it again, but you guys have missed the first part. Today is a very historic day in African American history. Today commemorates the 65th anniversary of the Little Rock Nine. And anything that you know about that topic, please type it in the chat section. If you missed my video from last week, please go back and check that out. That video is on Miss Daisy Bates. She was the head of the NAACP. She was also the mentor for the Little Rock Nine. Her home was where they gathered before they went to the school. All right, so everyone does not subscribe to Rock Just Living, please go over, subscribe to the channel, then come back and join the conversation. Let's make sure we're subbed up to everyone, okay? So the Little Rock Nine were, and some of you may know some of the names. The name, how you doing, Tina? The name we normally hear is Ernest Green because he, was in the forefront. I think he's more vocal than some of the other ones. So Ernest Green, if you heard any of these names, let me know in the chat section. Melba Patillo Beals, okay? Minnie Jean Brown. Any of these names sound familiar to you? Elizabeth Eckford, okay? And most of you, even if you don't know her name, you've seen that picture. Go back and look at my thumbnail. She's the young lady that you see the evil crowd of people behind screaming obscenities and doing God knows what else. She was in fear for her life that day. You've heard the names? Good, Rock. Very good. Gloria Carmack, also. Carlotta Walls Lanier, okay. Thelma Mothershed, Terrence Roberts, and then all of them are alive except for one, Mr. Jefferson Thomas. He is the only one who's deceased, okay? So again, these people are icons. Can you imagine what they had to undergo being spat on? Sugar Daddy, everyone say hello to Sugar Daddy. How you doing? I mean, and you're a teenager, so you're going through your teenage years are supposed to be some of the best years of your life, and look at what they had to endure. But they wanted a better opportunity, folks. They wanted more. The schools, of course, is separate but equal, was never equal. The black schools always received the rundown, no good, things that were out of date, things that were broken. That's all they ever had access to. So there was nothing equal. It was separate, but it was never equal. And so for all the people who are complaining, I know, the public schools, are in a bad situation now and they need some work. But if you look at what we had prior to Brown versus the Board of Education, that was nothing to laugh at as well. There was so much resistance. Those of you just coming in, there was so much resistance to this rule. Now, the Southern segregationists weren't just going to agree with the Supreme Court. They were going to fight it tooth and nail, and that's exactly what they did. But with all of this resistance, the Supreme Court, how many of you are familiar? How many of you knew that the Supreme Court had to issue a second decision in 1955 known as Brown 2? If you knew that, let me know. They had, because they were refusing to follow the law. And what are we always told? If you follow the law, you won't get into trouble. Well, people say that when it's convenient for them. Okay, we understandably, right? Thank you, VT. Sugar Daddy, that was scary. Very brave. Right, Sugar Daddy. Some scary, scary times. Hey, my hat's off to them. Right, Rock. Used books, everything used. Things passed down that were broken or not working. And then they look over at, the white school, and they had, it's like 90210. I know I'm aging myself a little bit. Google that show. That was in the 80s or 90s, I think. And a very rich zip code, I think, of rich kids in California, if I'm not mistaken. So check that out. So school districts were ordered to integrate with all deliberate speed as a result of Brown 2, okay, 1955. So keep that in mind. So it was agreed that the first schools to integrate would be high schools. Okay, so it's sort of a test run to see how it would go before they actually tried elementary as well as middle school. Okay, Rock, I'm good. You didn't know. Okay, good. Sugar Daddy, how many of you remember that show? 90210. Yeah, very rich kids in a rich zip code. Okay, so if you were African American back then, you're looking at this school with everything, and then you're over here, you didn't even have nothing. And depending on where you were in the South, some of the schools didn't even have bathroom. I mean, basic necessities. It was just an old raggedy building with nothing. So that wasn't equal at all. So instead of integrating, Governor Favis, yeah, Reese Cup, I didn't watch it either, but I remember it was a really popular show. But I was still looking at my old shows from the 70s. Reese remembers. Okay, if you remember that show, let me know. So some of you may know the story. Governor Favis said, I'm not integrating. I'm closing the school. He shut the schools down, right? He shut all the high schools down. He was like, I'm not doing this. So he was up for reelection. We know how that goes. And they brought they thought black people should be great. Right, VT? You have a raggedy building over here. So what? You don't have books or new up to date books or a bathroom. Be grateful for what you have. Rock just living. I remember the show, but I didn't either. Rock. I had absolutely no interest. Again, I was looking at my old shows from the 1970s and 60s and 50s. So never had an interest, but it had a long run and it was really popular. So I was just reading, and Albus, argued, and he was like, the federal government, they're not going to tell us what to do. So again, fast forward to now, if everything goes back to state rights, we didn't fare too well when states had rule or control over us. We didn't fare too well. So I definitely don't want that to happen again. I was reading, I didn't know this. In 1959, 44 teachers and administrators were fired from all four high schools. So the segregationists were fired. They brought in some more moderate people. So what are you going to do? You're not going to stop the federal government. The president has access to every branch of the military. All right. So what are you going to do? VT, 8 of those students finished the year, one didn't. They were traumatized. Right, VT? Remember Minnie Jean Brown? If you know the story, the horror stories that these students went through. She had been spat on, and it was a particular white boy who kept a group who kept picking on her, and then one of them in the cafeteria, she got fed up. She took her bowl of chili and she dumped it on his head. Well, that was the end of Minnie G, but she just wasn't willing to take it. I think her family, from my reading, she was eventually sent to New York, and she graduated from a prestigious high school. They all did really well, folks. So, I mean, even though they had to endure the trauma of, and the anger, go back, folks. How you doing, Lola? Good to see you. Everybody say hello to Lola. Go back. If you haven't seen those videos, oh my God. Please, folks, if you look at the videos I have shared with you, they're all in the description box, okay? Please go and check those out. You will sit there and cry. Elizabeth Eckford did not get the call. Her family didn't have a phone. So Daisy Bates had told all the other children, not they were all going to meet at a certain time and place. She didn't get the call. So when she went, she was the only one there, and she was met by an angry mob until finally some woman, an older white woman with a heart, finally took her by the hand and got on the bus with her and to make sure she made it home safely. Rock just living. I can't watch stuff like that. It hurts too much. Yes, it does hurt, Rock. You just some of it makes you cry that people would treat other human beings that way. That's crazy. So anyway, look, Central High School now. It's on. It's a national museum. It's still open, but it's on the historic register. So thank God they did something. So it's still, you can Google it. It's on with the National Park Service. Sugar Daddy, would I send my child to school under these circumstances? Ashton, I know, Sugar Daddy. We all have to ask ourselves that question. What would you do? And like I said, if you Google the Little Rock Nine, they all did very well. Some of them have, advanced degrees, doctoral degree. They all did very, very well. Okay, but wanted to thank you, Rock. Everyone, please hit that like button. Share this information on any of your social media pages. Rock said, I would not. All of you, I don't have children, but those of you who do, answer Sugar Daddy's question, please, in the chat. Would you send your children into such an environment of hate, being spit on, cursed at, called every type of horrible name that you could think of? You know, that was the conundrum that these African American parents had to endure. So 1998 is when Central High School became a National Historic Site with the National Park Service. So check that out. 1999, VT said, and imagine had they defended themselves. Oh, VT, had they really defended themselves, they wouldn't be here now. Okay, you're right. Rock just living. The parents were very brave as well. I know for a fact I would not allow my child to endure that torture. Yeah, so those of you who had children, you'd probably go up there and be ready to fight. Like my children aren't going to go through that. So my hat's off to them. 1999, they all received the Congressional Medal of Honor from then President Bill Clinton. Okay, we know he's from Arkansas. Um, Daisy Bates, who was instrumental in this taking place, she actually has an elementary school named after her. Um, so you can look that up. 2007, the U.S. Mint. This was something throughout my research. This was something I didn't know before. The U.S. Mint released in 2007 a commemorative silver dollar honoring the Little Rock Nine. So that was fun. So again, I've seen hundreds of documentaries, and when you do research, you still learn something new. So I didn't know that. I was like, wow, oh my God. So 2008, they were invited to attend the inauguration of President-elect Barack Obama. All right. 2010, they received a very prestigious award from Marquette University. They were presented with the Paris Marquette Discovery Award. So this is Marquette's highest, award. They had even given it to Mother Teresa years and years ago. And again, those of you who came in late, yes, VT, those of you who came in late, there's only one who's deceased, and that's Mr. Jefferson Thomas. He died in 2021, I think. He had prostate cancer. I think something like that. Anyway, he died of prostate cancer, something like that. So yeah, so again, even you may be familiar with some of these cases, and you do research, and you're like, oh my God, you learn something new every time. The internet is great. All right, folks, you know what time of the show it is. Okay, time for me to spin the wheel. Okay. Now remember, folks have to be here to win. Passion. I learned that Mrs. Bates would take time to drive them to school, and she held group meetings at her home, and she was involved in the school parent organization for these students. Yes, Passion. She was instrumental in this, the Little Rock Nine integrating Central High School. At the time, she was the head of the NAACP. Now, remember, folks, during this time, if you were an African American becoming involved in anything so far as civil rights were concerned, your home could be burned. Uh, you know, if you had a business, it could be burned. You could lose your life. BT said, Roland, I love how you get straight to the point with the information. Yeah, I don't like to take too much of your time. Everyone's busy. If you're still working like me, you're trying to prepare for the work week. So, the wheel is spinning. Let's see who's going to win today. All right, I have everyone's name in there. Pat Joyner, I do not think is here, so I'm going to spin again. All right. Um, Anyone else have any comments as we're waiting for the wheel to choose a winner? Sugar Daddy, are you here? Sugar Daddy is a winner. Winner number one. Okay. Um, let's see who else. Okay, I need another winner. I need another winner. The wheel is spinning. Thank you, VT. I try to make it. I don't think Rhonda is here. Is Rhonda here? Okay, so Sugar Daddy, you are a winner. Penny's not here. I'm spinning again. Thank you, Rock. You guys, please go check out in the description box. I have several documentaries, and if you haven't seen the Ernest Green story, I have the entire movie. That's one of the links that I shared. Prime Time is not here, so I'm spinning again. So Sugar Daddy is the winner, and who else? I need someone who's actually here. Okay, Janice is not here. I'm still spinning, folks. Okay. Sugar Daddy, come on, I need another winner. Rock, are you still here? Rock is a winner. Rock just living. You are a winner. Okay. The wheel is spinning for the last time. I need one more winner. Okay. Eric, are you here? So Sugar Daddy and Rock. I'll write those down. All right. If Eric is not here, I'm going to spin. Let's see if we can get Tina or Joe, or let's see who else is here. Passion. Okay. Tina, are you here? All right, I have my winners. Okay. Congratulations to all the winners. If you did not check out the video from last Sunday, this video piggybacks off of that. If you want to learn a little bit more about Daisy Bates, I learned a lot. Um, and again, if you check out those videos, folks, you will definitely be amazed. So you know how we do. So the winners, all you do when I end the stream, all you need to do is leave a comment in the comment section, and then when I see that, you're going to see a little gift in your Cash App, or if you have Venmo, whatever you have. I need to put my Venmo information on there too. So let me know. Thank you all for spending your very valuable time with the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Check me out again next Sunday. And I talked to Dr. Harrison. She's coming in October 9th. So you definitely don't want to miss that. She's read another book. She's read an excellent book called The Browning of America. And I talked to her today, and she's very excited about coming on and sharing with you the information that she learned in that book. Okay. All right. Everyone have a wonderful work week. And I enjoyed each of you. I thank you for all your support. Share this stream out. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go whenever they want. Current events, African American history, all right, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. See you all next Sunday. And thank you again for spending your very, very valuable time with the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel.